Good boy. Not me, that's for sure.
Wow, it sounds like this really is getting to you. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Crime Scene Cleaner. Well, the nightmare version of Crime Scene Cleaner anyway. We may have gotten out of the mob life, but the mob life has not gotten out of us. It's been so cool to see these almost symbolic Silent Hill-esque depictions of Kowalski's memories of these jobs. Because he didn't really open up very much during this game, and so it's really nice to be able to play through these things, and even with the recycled lines, kind of psychoanalyze what he's seeing. But I'll tell you what else I want to analyze, and that's the skins that we unlocked. We've got a couple more, but the one that I'm curious about is the Fisherman's Special. That's going to be a change to our mup, and I wonder if... Actually, wait. There was something else you wanted me to see, and you told me, you warned me about the volume on the metal pipe. Welcome to the streets, where anything can be used to wreak havoc. So let's have a look at what's next. That'll be Toxic Love. Let's give it a try. I think I remember this one, but when I hear that name, all I can think of is the Tim Curry Fern Gully song.
It'll be a long night. Sometimes falling in love makes us prisoners of someone we barely know. It's like sticking your head between the bars and saying it's fine.
Interesting. Now, this level was actually the first one where I really felt like Kowalski was starting to see the weight of what he was doing. I mean, a concerned father trying to get his daughter back from somebody who he knew was horrible, and yet finding out that she had already taken her own way out when he got here. It was obvious that he was seeing his own daughter in that situation and what he was potentially going to get her into through his involvement. So the fact that this is going from, I guess, the prison angle, well, I guess that remains to be seen because we're finding this place surprisingly clean. Though, with a rain of blood from outside. This is all surprisingly clean. Which just leads me to wonder where the fire is. Look at you. Are you the drug-dealing boyfriend? Locked behind bars where you belong, but unfortunately it's too late. I used to believe true love would set me free from my family home, which I saw as my prison. When I finally found love and decided to run away with you, it was like all my dreams had come true. I never imagined we'd be so miserable together. You got me to believe that drugs will solve our problems, fix our relationship. Things only got worse. I loved you, but you can only love yourself. Now I have nothing to live for. Nothing. Jane. That is... awful. How this is such a nightmare that the original text was able to make it in here unchanged, and it perfectly fits. From one prison into another. And now I know why we find the place so clean.
Won't budge.
Labyrinth. It's the places that were never here at all that we really need to clean. Do we need to get rid of you guys? It looks like we do.
Well, look what we got here.
A way down. And no body, but another dream catcher. a giant razor blade, as if you were impaled by it. So I guess that's your takeaway here. The idea, the nightmare, that she still didn't escape. Before, you could at least take some assurance in that she went out on her terms, although that's very debatable. But here, there's not even that. I mean, I feel like in your line of work, there's a lot of at least. You're telling yourself a lot of at least scenarios to try and make it seem not as bad as it is. But at the end of the day, this isn't what anybody wanted. And there's no sugarcoating that. Okay, we may as well get a bucket ready. So let's put you there. And grab that key. Maybe to the labyrinth. Oh, we'll bring it around and do the detergent. Not really used to that step. But the configuration that we had last episode worked pretty well. I'm really having a hard time, I think, with these podcasty type things, because I always struggle for things to talk about. And that's made even worse by the fact that I just recorded like a 3-hour American Truck Simulator video that was kind of the same thing. So let's see if I remember what we need. We wanted you. And you. And who was the last one? You. I'm not sure that's right, actually, but whatever, we've got it now.
Well, refreshing the air.
Medieval Smith.
Okay. Well, we don't really need you for this, but I guess you'll help somewhat. Great. Alright, this goes in the corner. This is our mop, a literal fish on the end of a hook. Well, let's see how well this fish cleans. How do you even think of this stuff? As it turns out, pretty well. The knowledge of the aquatic takes us very far when cleaning surfaces. We just gotta swab the deck. Look at you, getting covered in blood. You look carnivorous. Oh, you're more than just a drug dealer. More blood-stained artwork.
I'm doing my part.
Sure are.
We will never let you rest. Not for a second.
Huh. So, you're constructing a scenario where his victims are able to take revenge. Death's not just not an escape for them, but for him either.
I'm still dealing with the unpleasant smell.
Okay, so you guys are starting to act on your own. What does one do about that? Well, one puts you right in the trash. I wonder if each of you represents another of his victims. Actually, it looked like, for a second, it looked like your toenails were painted. Well, we're gonna have to start tearing you down sooner or later. Okay, no need for the volume warning then. This was all good. And you guys have surprisingly little issue with being scooped up. Okay, I haven't really been around to see a lot of what's been going on here. I keep hearing things. I guess we might as well start breaking them. In fact, we're probably better off just knocking them all down. Don't even worry about scooping them up as we go. We gotta go for speed and efficiency. And just accept that it's going to be a lot. Feels wrong that we have to run around essentially re-victimizing them all over again. That's all we've got. Is there anybody else down here? No. What about back here? No. So let's again. The garbage work. That clattering sound every time I pull this out. Why is it like that? They may not be bodies, but it certainly feels like it. And disposing of the girl's body was the worst part of this job. So now we're having to do it over and over again. It's like this scenario simultaneously empowers and makes them powerless, makes us the real antagonist. I am amazed at how many full human-sized bodies can fit inside a garbage bag. Kind of makes us wonder what we were doing for a lot of these jobs. We could have been so much more efficient. Okay, you over there. And that's this space more or less cleared. We are missing a bit of furniture. Something belongs somewhere. Oh, there's a missing chair. Where is it, though? That's the next question. I actually don't think it's even necessary for us to remove these mannequins, because they don't even become trash when we knock them down. It doesn't hurt, and it definitely... If it is our own conscience that we're working to clean, then it only makes sense that we'd want to get rid of them as well. Hidden memories key.
Locked. Well, that door's closed.
Look at this. We are going full Silent Hill in this one. Bloody footsteps walking out, stopping right at this door. Why does it make that noise? We're climbing into the wall. Okay, we're gonna have to get through you. Oh, this is claustrophobic. Alright, let's just bag you all up. Hey, so I heard that ominous breath in the air. Did you know anything about that? Everything's back here.
What can I say? It's still locked.
Powers, son. It's like you're haunting us. Like, I get it now. We're the reason your story was never told. He killed you, but we denied you justice. No one will ever know who you were. No one will ever know what happened to you. And so it's not the drug-dealing, human-trafficking lowlife that you need to take this out on. You've got him. He's dealt with. We're the worst of the two, in your eyes. There's one of you. No doubt represented by that. Let's get to work. There's gonna be so much carrying to be done. So much distance. This has got to be the spookiest level we've encountered thus far. I mean, a complete change to what this level is, to the point where its original area is effectively just a launch pad for the rest of it. A rain of blood, a storm outside that we can hear all the time we're working, no matter how far into the walls we crawl. I had really high hopes for this level, and I'm really glad that it's made exceptionally clear that this one in particular haunts him. I always thought that out of all of them, this would be the one that he would have a hard time getting over. I just saw you down underneath the cabinet. Oh no, this is all in carpet. We are gonna have to use the sponges for this, but that's okay because we've got the detergent. And that's really increasing our reach with this. Thing is though, yeah, we are gonna want the UV lights for this because it's dark in here. You probably want to be cleaned from the other side, huh? I said it earlier, but that really is what this stuff comes down to, doesn't it? We're using what we know, almost like the Tetris effect, to clean the damage that's been done to us. I guess to try and wash ourselves of it by constructing these fantasy scenarios. Subconscious is a strange and elusive thing. I have to say, there is something oddly relaxing about cleaning alone in a space to the sound of thunder outside. I mean, imagine a night janitor simulator, Voices of the Void style. I mean, I know I can apply that label to just about any game at this point, but I really do want it. I don't know, maybe the library from the Page Master has really done something to me, to where I was terrified of and thus adore a setting like that. Okay, now we just need a little bit more garbage to collect. But man, the labyrinth is still full of problems. There's some trash. That's half of it. And now we can get into here. That's probably what this switch did. Oh boy, we've got our work cut out for us, haven't we? You know what? I'm just gonna run back and get a second bucket. We haven't filled up the other one yet, but I still think it'll be better to have the extra capacity. Hello? Oh, it's you! Okay. Oh, that was really spooky for a second. I just heard, like, a muffled girl's voice somewhere in this apartment.
Everything is clean.
That chilled me, wow. I mean, I joked in the last part of the main series that we're being haunted by a Japanese schoolgirl. Turns out that was more correct than I knew. The blood does not seem to want to leave this fish. Okay. You restore yourself. And we're gonna put those detergents in.
Don't leave me alone.
We're going to use a different detergent this time because that room looks like it's all tile. There's not really going to be any difficult stains. So we may as well increase the area so that we can get it done real quickly. And in fact, both of these doors are open now. So let's not knock this over. Let's just get to work. Awful. Just awful. And keep in mind, we know that he was involved in this human trafficking operation, but we never really saw it in this way. Maybe this is the image that was conjured by our mind. Wow, with the increased surface area, we are definitely also getting a lot more in the way of, like, quickly depleting our capacity. Still, this thing is taking it like a champ, I must say. You know what? This is really more a job for the power washer, I think. So let's go ahead and bring this out. And start spraying this place down. We'll try to get the worst of it in a pass, and then we can always get the rest a little later. There are actually difficult stains here in the form of these mattresses. One would think we would just be getting rid of the mattresses wholesale, but I've said that a lot about things in this game. Wash away the past, wash away our role. It feels so wrong to take such satisfaction in this. And this place an absolute bloodbath, a murder house. Probably not what happened to the actual victims. In fact, the actual victims are probably still alive by the time this guy got what he deserved. But does it really matter? This wasn't this way before. You're our victim. You're our source of guilt. And this time, instead of going out on your terms, it's like you tried to make a break for it and just didn't succeed. But that really is what it was. I mean, I keep saying going out on your terms, but that's not really an accurate description of what happened. You didn't want to die. You wanted to be free of this. You just thought that this was the only way to do it. So it's kind of reductive to say it's your terms. Okay, well, you just start working. I've got to finish up in here. Actually, wait, did I refill that? I don't believe we can track blood anymore. Come with me. I don't know what it is with the lighting here, and let me know if you know what I mean. I can tell that it's raining simply from the look of this all the way back here. I don't know, maybe I'm being primed by being able to hear the rain and the thunder. But, like, visually this looks like I'm indoors on a rainy day. Maybe it's the color grading. I mean, it's all got these very cool, muted colors, I'm sorry. And it's like I can see a mist in the air. Very subtle. Alright, let's start bringing the bodies out. Actually, I've just noticed it says 7 bodies, meaning that the one we just disposed of was not counted as being on the map before. Still, I think there are going to be some unaccounted for after all this. Did they all make that sound when I put them in here? I mean, we've seen ghosts before in these nightmare worlds. This is the first one where it really feels like I am personally being haunted while I work. Well, since we know that there are difficult stains in there, let's bring this one forward. And let's go fill up our power washer again. You said that we can actually use detergents with it, so let's try that. Let's make it so that it has greater surface area. Or can we? I think there's a way to do it. Not quite sure what it is, though. Anyways, you've still got to remove you, and is there one more? No, that's it. So that's going to bring us to 6 out of 7. There's still a body somewhere, one that we haven't found. Come on. We may as well take care of this right now. All these are still out. Where are our other buckets? Where have we left some of these things?
Have you forgotten me, senpai?
All this stuff should be a decent amount of the way done.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I always feel like I betrayed you so horribly when I accidentally knock you over. Wow, I love how you can really feel the difference between surfaces. We can even see handprints where you dragged yourself along the floor. By the way, I am still on the lookout for the chair that goes over here. You made your way along the wall.
I can't help you like that.
Your final words plastered all around the room. Can we drain this?
I can't get up. Help me, senpai.
Like it never happened. Except not really. Okay, let's continue doing this. Let's focus on the mattresses for now because wow, that detergent does good things with it. And this is the darkest late night cleaning product infomercial ever, isn't it? Sooner or later we'll bring the UV light in here, but it's so harsh. I don't know. I'd rather not do that until it's necessary.
Please
God, this
lift
is
me up.
Even by the standards of this game, this is an insane amount of blood. Like, the entire room is coated. Okay. This is going to be a job for the power washer. According to this, that's only 92% of all the blood. Still plenty up here on the ceiling where it's difficult to see. Just traces everywhere. Back on garbage man duty.
Please lift me up.
Time
All the
for a
scraps
back
they were allowed to subsist on. I mean, I didn't even think anything of the garbage at first, but it's pretty clear at this point that that's what it is. Milk and donuts and pizza.
We're chained to this place.
I can't get
The only
up.
way out is to
Help me,
release his
senpai.
soul. Or what's left of it.
Are you talking about the owner of this establishment, or are you talking about me? Probably the owner, but I still can't shake the feeling, you know? Anyways, there you go. And there you go. There's still an unaccounted for body. And I bet it's through there. Alright, we need to replenish these things. So I'm gonna bring those both
I
back.
can't help you like that.
It's not just in the bathroom.
Please lift me up.
The job may have stuck with you, but the words, those words, maybe even more so. Well, we've got a slightly different detergent composition this time around because this is mostly bed and carpet.
First things first. Gotta scrub, scrub, scrub.
Yeah. Okay, so let's clean all this stuff out of the way. I may have the upgrade that makes it so that I don't need to avoid tracking stains everywhere, but I still can't help but do it. So you the bigger boss, the one we never met? Looks like they bashed you over the head with this thing.
I should clean it first.
Okay. Wow, this does not want to come off. There we go. Let's get to work. Once more, there's a slightly different composition where we're very much geared towards mopping the sheets clean, and wow, that is more effective than I even thought it would be. Yeah, no, detergents are pretty great. It's just that during the main game, they were always limited, and so I didn't want to be constantly trying to choose my moment for them. All at once. Now it's like I hardly have to work at all. Well, you're the final corpse. There you go. We can technically leave when we're ready, but we are not at all finished. I think we have cleaned all the blood, though.
I can't get up. Help me, senpai.
There's trash somewhere. Thank you very much. And now we're finally starting on the path to completing this. And once more, a place left in silence and darkness. Just clean up what we lose from that. It's not a requirement, it doesn't mean anything, but I always like to take my stuff with me when we're done. You're not the other chair, are you?
Please lift me up.
Will do. Raining bright red blood. As if the bathtub is draining down onto us. You know, I first gained my appreciation for this game, I think, during this level, and so I'm really glad that they've carried that over. The feeling that this one is going to be a bit more serious, a bit less lighthearted, into the Nightmare version. Why did I go this way? I think this might be the chair that's missing. Quite a reveal. Something as innocuous as a chair missing from a dining table. And we find it in a human trafficking audition room, I guess. But that's all this done. You want to know something cool about this level from a dream logic perspective? You come up here, and having played the game already, you're probably dreading opening this door. And so to open it and find nothing? Well, at the time, I suppose there's the mannequins, but I don't know. The fact that it reserves that for later makes it feel like a dream that's just stringing you along. How you know that the object of your dread has to be just up ahead, but the longer it drags that out, the more sense of uneasiness you feel. You know it's going to do something with it. So there's all the blood. And I think at this point we are truly done here. But wait, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true, because there's probably a music box somewhere. I haven't even thought about secrets. Is that a lever? I saw that earlier, but I thought it was just some kind of electrical panel. Hello? I was messing with these paintings before because I think they concealed something in the main game. Those high-heel shoes in here are the creepiest thing. Darwin! Darwin, what are you doing here? I would not expect you to get involved with people like this. Well, clearly you're not. Clearly you're trapped here. You did too much snooping as usual, and now you needed me to bail you out as usual. Don't grin at me like that! Well, at least you found the music box. These music box discs are always in such contrast to the overall tone of the game. And finding them at the end of each of these nightmare sections, it almost feels like a forgiveness, like a form of letting go of the memory. There's, it almost feels out of place. There's a strange sincerity to it. Where everything else always had that, like, black humor tinge, even when it did take itself seriously, even when it never shied away from the reality of what we're doing, even still, these music discs stand out on top of that. But I think we're done here. Yeah, rub in our poverty. We need plenty working for Big Jim. We don't need money from our nightmares. Imagine if you could fall asleep and have a dream where you wake up with $11,000 or something like that. But we unlocked Survivor. What is that? I need to know what that's a skin for. It looks like a hand wrapped in chains. But our albums continue to be complete, all named after gems: Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald. Pretty soon we'll have all the Pokemon games. Now, about that skin. Oh, wow, we really can get a different skin for just about everything. Even the truck, wow! We can get the pizza truck and pimp my car. We can even change our outfit. Survivor. Just a man and his will to survive. I will take that. We can kind of see it in the background there. I mean, look, if we're a ghost that haunts our own dreams, it only makes sense that when we return to these places, we would go full Jacob Marley for ourselves. Look, the point is we're covered in chains.
Daddy is a criminal now, but you're still a good boy.
Look at that. I mean, it's so hard to find anything to say about this game that I haven't already said a million times, but I'm really glad that this Nightmare version is actually utilizing its potential and not just being a cheap way to expand use of the maps. It feels like it's saying something. It feels like a parallel story. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one, which is Short Circuit. So that was the spooky level of the game itself. I wonder what's going to happen in our nightmares.